All right. Welcome, fellow travelers. It's your old pal, Twisty McFisty, back with another adventure. And let me tell you, this ain't no ordinary trip to the shops for a pint of milk. Oh no, we're off to Croatia. That's right, the land of stunning coastlines, historic cities, and enough sunshine to make you forget what rain even is. We're talking about a place so beautiful it makes you want to burst into spontaneous song. Don't worry, I'll spare you the singing this time. We're counting down the top 10 must-visit spots in Croatia, and trust me, you're going to want to pack your bags after this. From ancient walls to hidden coves, this list has it all. And you won't believe what's waiting for us at number 1. So buckle up, buttercups, it's going to be a wild ride. First up, we're heading to Dubrovnik, a city so steeped in history you'll practically trip over a Roman emperor on your way for an ice cream. And speaking of ice cream, let me give you a travel tip, my friends. Always order 2 scoops. Trust me. Now, Dubrovnik is famous for its incredible city walls. I'm talking about walls so impressive they make Trump's wall look like a garden fence. Seriously, these bad boys date back to the 13th century and offer the most stunning views. You can walk the entire perimeter, take in the terracotta rooftops, the sparkling Adriatic Sea, and maybe even catch a glimpse of a local trying to sneak a cheeky sunbathe in their Speedos. It's a sight to behold, let me tell you, and after all that walking, you've earned yourself that second scoop of ice cream. Don't even try to resist, it's practically a historical requirement in Dubrovnik. Now, once you've had your fill of wall walking and ice cream, it's time to get lost in the labyrinthine streets of Dubrovnik's old town. And let me tell you, getting lost has never been so delightful. Picture this. Narrow cobblestone alleys, charming cafes tucked away like hidden treasures, and shops bursting with local crafts. It's like stepping into a fairy tale. Except instead of a wicked stepmother, you might run into a friendly shopkeeper offering you samples of delicious Croatian cheese. And speaking of food, oh my goodness, the food. Dubrovnik is a culinary paradise with fresh seafood, mouth-watering pastries, and enough local wine to make you forget all your troubles. Just remember to pace yourself. You've got 9 more incredible destinations to go. Next up, we're off to Split, a city that's anything but split on good times. Get it? Split because it's called Split? I'll work on my material. But seriously, folks, Split is a vibrant coastal city with a history as rich as a Kardashian's Instagram feed. We're talking about a place where ancient Roman ruins seamlessly blend with modern-day life. It's like history decided to throw a party and everyone's invited. The star of the show in Split has got to be Diocletian's palace. This ain't your grandma's retirement home, folks. This palace was built by a Roman emperor, and let me tell you, he spared no expense. We're talking marble columns, intricate carvings, and enough history to make your head spin faster than a Beyblade tournament. And the best part, you can actually wander through the palace, soak up the atmosphere, and imagine what life was like back in the good old days when togas were all the rage. Just try not to start a gladiatorial combat in the middle of the square, yeah? Now, don't think for a second that Split is stuck in the past. Oh no, this city knows how to have a good time. Once you've had your fill of historical marvels, it's time to hit the Riva, Split's buzzing waterfront promenade. Picture this. Palm trees swaying in the breeze, the sun setting over the Adriatic, and the sound of laughter and music filling the air. You can stroll along the Riva, sip on a refreshing cocktail, and watch the world go by. And if you're feeling peckish, Split's got you covered. From traditional Croatian restaurants to trendy cafes, there's something to tantalize every taste bud. Just be sure to try some of the local seafood. It's fresher than a prince on laundry day. So there you have it. Split, a city where history and modernity collide in a glorious explosion of fun, food, and good times. Just try to keep your jaw from dropping when you see Diocletian's palace, yeah? All right, buckle up, travel enthusiasts, because we're about to dive into a place that's straight out of a fairy tale, Plitvice Lakes National Park. 16 cascading lakes, all interconnected like a giant, watery staircase to heaven. The colours are like someone took a box of crayons and went bonkers on the landscape. You'll be snapping more photos than a tourist on a selfie stick rampage. Walk through this watery wonderland on lovely wooden walkways. Just try not to fall in, unless you fancy a swim with photogenic trout. Now, I know what you're thinking, James. This all sounds lovely, but I'm not exactly Bear Grylls. Don't you worry, my friend. Plitvice Lakes has got something for everyone. If you're feeling adventurous, there are some cracking hiking trails that'll take you deep into the forest. And let me tell you, the air is so fresh up there, it'll blow the cobwebs right out of your lungs. You might even start speaking in haikus. That's how zen this place is. Water so blue, birds sing a sweet melody, nature's embrace. See, I told you. But if hiking ain't your cup of tea, no worries. You can hop on one of the park's electric boats and cruise around the lakes in style. It's the perfect way to soak up all the scenery without breaking a sweat. Just try not to fall asleep and miss your stop, like I may or may not have done on a particularly relaxing boat ride once. So there you have it, Plitvice Lakes National Park. The perfect blend of stunning natural beauty and enough activities to keep even the most easily bored traveller entertained. Just whatever you do, don't forget your camera, your comfy shoes, and your sense of adventure. Next stop on our Croatian adventure, we're heading to Hvar, the island that's basically a magnet for sunshine, celebrities, and, well, me. I mean, who can resist those crystal clear waters, those charming cobblestone streets, and the chance to maybe, just maybe, bump into Beyoncé on her holidays? And trust me, this place is absolutely stunning. Picture this. You're lounging on a sun-drenched beach, sipping a cocktail that costs more than your weekly rent and soaking up the rays like a lizard in a tanning salon. And then, out of the corner of your eye, you spot him. George Clooney, casually strolling past in a pair of swim trunks and a smug smile. Okay. So maybe Clooney sightings aren't guaranteed, but Hvar definitely has that anything is possible vibe. It's the kind of place where you can spend your days swimming in hidden coves, exploring ancient ruins and indulging in delicious seafood dinners with a side of breathtaking sunset views. And then, when the sun goes down, Hvar really comes alive. The bars and clubs start buzzing, the music pumps, and everyone's out to have a good time. Just be prepared to dance till dawn, because in Hvar the party never really stops. Now, while Hvar is all about glamour and good times, it's also important to be prepared for a few, shall we say, learning experiences. Take it from a guy who's been there, done that, and got the sunburnt forehead to prove it. First things first, sunscreen is your friend. I repeat, sunscreen is your friend. Don't be fooled by that cool Croatian breeze, because the sun here is strong enough to fry an egg on the pavement. And nobody wants to look like a lobster on Instagram, right? Unless you're going for the whole I'm a crustacean, get me out of this shell aesthetic. Secondly, Hvar is a walking town, and by walking I mean lots and lots of stairs. So, ditch the high heels and pack your comfy shoes, unless you fancy a workout that's less leg day, and more I can't feel my calves day. And finally, be prepared to spend a little extra. Hvar is one of the pricier islands in Croatia, so those cocktails and seafood dinners don't come cheap. But hey, you're on holiday, treat yourself, just maybe set a budget beforehand. Unless you want to come home to a credit card bill that'll make your eyes water more than those Croatian onions. Alright, lovebirds, get ready to swoon, because our next stop is Rovin, the town that's so romantic it should come with a warning from Cupid himself. Seriously, this place is like a scene straight out of a cheesy rom-com, but in the best possible way. Imagine strolling hand in hand through narrow cobblestone streets lined with pastel-coloured houses draped in bougainvillea. The air is filled with the scent of fresh-baked bread and the gentle sound of waves lapping against the shore. And as you reach the top of the hill, overlooking the sparkling Adriatic Sea, you share a kiss as the sun sets in a blaze of glory. Cheesy? Maybe. But that's the beauty of Rovinj. It's impossible not to be swept away by its charm. It's the kind of place where you can lose yourself in the moment, forget about your worries, and just enjoy being present with the person you love, or, yourself. Solo trips are romantic too. And don't even get me started on the food. Oh, the food! From fresh-caught seafood to truffle-infused pasta. Every bite is a culinary adventure. Just be sure to save room for dessert, because Rovinj is known for its delicious pastries and gelato. You're on holiday, live a little. But Rovinj isn't just a pretty face. It's got layers, people, layers. This town is steeped in history dating back to Roman times. And you can feel that history everywhere you go, from the ancient city walls to the imposing church of St. Euphemia, which sits proudly atop the hill watching over the town like a benevolent guardian. And speaking of St. Euphemia, legend has it that the church's bell tower is home to a mischievous spirit who likes to ring the bells at odd hours. So if you hear a sudden clang in the middle of the night, don't worry, it's just our ghostly pal saying hello. But don't let the spooky story scare you away, because Rovinj is also a place of incredible natural beauty. The town is surrounded by a string of islands just begging to be explored by kayak or boat, and the waters here are crystal clear, perfect for swimming, snorkeling, or just floating around and soaking up the sun. So there you have it, Rovinj, a town that's as charming as it is beautiful, as romantic as it is historic. It's the kind of place that stays with you long after you've left, calling you back to experience its magic again and again. All right, mates, buckle up because we're off to Zadar, a city where the sunsets are so ridiculously gorgeous. You'll forget all about your Instagram filters. I'm serious. You'll be too busy picking your jaw up off the floor to even think about taking a selfie. I mean, picture this. The sky explodes in a kaleidoscope of fiery oranges, blushing pinks and deep purples, all reflecting off the Adriatic Sea. It's like Mother Nature herself grabbed a paintbrush and decided to create a masterpiece right before your very eyes. Trust me, you'll be speechless. Well, almost speechless. You might just let out a little ooh or ah. And speaking of oohs and ahs, Zadar's got another trick up its sleeve, the sea organ. Now, before you picture some bloke in a wetsuit playing a piano underwater, let me explain. This is an architectural marvel, my friends. Imagine giant steps leading down to the sea, and hidden beneath them are pipes that play music powered by, get this, the waves? It's like the ocean is serenading you with its own symphony. You can sit there for ages just listening to the waves crashing, the wind whistling and the sea organ playing its haunting melodies. It's the perfect soundtrack to a Zadar sunset. Now, when you're done being mesmerized by the sunset and serenaded by the sea, Zadar's got a lot more to offer. We're talking charming cobblestone streets, ancient Roman ruins just casually hanging out, and enough delicious seafood restaurants to satisfy even the pickiest of eaters. And if you're feeling a bit adventurous, hop on a ferry and explore the nearby islands. Trust me, they're like little slices of paradise just waiting to be discovered. You can spend your days swimming in crystal clear waters, sunbathing on secluded beaches, and maybe even befriending a dolphin or two. But let's be honest, the real reason you'll fall head over heels for Zadar is its atmosphere. It's got that perfect blend of laid-back vibes and exciting energy. You can spend your days exploring ancient history and your nights sipping cocktails in trendy bars. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure novel, but set in one of the most beautiful places on Earth. So, yeah, Zadar's definitely earned its spot on our list of must-visit places in Croatia. And hey, if you happen to catch that sunset, send us a postcard, yeah? Next up, we're off to Pula, a city where history quite literally comes alive. And no, I'm not talking about some cheesy reenactment with folks in togas chasing each other around. I'm talking about the Pula Arena, a Roman amphitheatre so well preserved, you half expect gladiators to come charging out at any minute. Imagine this, you're sitting in the very same seats where ancient Romans once cheered on chariot races and, let's be honest, probably the occasional gladiator fight. The sun is shining, the breeze is blowing, and you can practically hear the roar of the crowd. It's enough to give you goosebumps, or maybe that's just the gelato. Because, let's be real, no trip to Italy, I mean Croatia, would be complete without a healthy dose of gelato. And lucky for you, Pula's got gelato shops on practically every corner, each one more tempting than the last. You've got your classic flavors, your adventurous flavors, and even some flavors that sound like they were invented by a 4-year-old with a sweet tooth. But hey, don't take my word for it. Grab a scoop or 3 and find a sunny spot to enjoy the view. You can people watch, admire the architecture, or just contemplate the sheer awesomeness of being in Pula. Now, while the Pula Arena is definitely the main attraction, don't think for a second that Pula's a one-trick pony. Oh no, my friends, this city's got layers like an onion, and just like an onion, it might make you cry tears of joy once you see how much there is to do. First off, you've got the charming old town, a labyrinth of narrow streets lined with colourful buildings, cute cafes, and shops selling everything from souvenirs to handmade jewellery. You can easily lose yourself for hours wandering through the alleys, soaking up the atmosphere and maybe even picking up a bargain or two. Then there's the waterfront, which is basically a postcard come to life. Think sparkling blue water, bobbing boats, and a promenade perfect for an evening stroll. And if you're feeling peckish, pull up a chair at one of the many restaurants and treat yourself to some freshly caught seafood. I'm talking grilled fish, juicy prawns, and maybe even some octopus salad if you're feeling adventurous. And for all you history buffs out there, Pula's got Roman ruins galore. We're talking temples, arches, and even a forum that would make Julius Caesar himself feel right at home. So, yeah, Pula's got a little something for everyone. All right, folks, get ready to have your minds blown because we're about to land in Korčula, an island so ridiculously beautiful you'd swear it was photoshopped. I mean, we're talking turquoise waters, lush green forests, vineyards baking in the sun, and charming little towns straight out of a storybook. Seriously, this place is what dreams are made of. You can spend your days lounging on pristine beaches, swimming in crystal clear waters, and working on your tan. And if you're feeling a bit more active, there's plenty to keep you entertained. You can go hiking, biking, kayaking, windsurfing, or even try your hand at paddleboarding. But the real magic of Korčula lies in its towns, especially the main town, also called Korčula. This place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason. It's like stepping back in time with its medieval walls, narrow streets, and stunning architecture. You can easily spend hours getting lost in the maze of alleys, stumbling upon hidden courtyards, and maybe even enjoying a glass of local wine at a sidewalk cafe. And if you're lucky enough to be there during one of the traditional festivals, you're in for a real treat. Right then, Korčula. It might look all sleepy and peaceful like something out of a fairy tale, but don't be fooled. This island knows how to party. From buzzing pubs to traditional music and dancing, there's always something happening. Korčula is famous for its fresh seafood, amazing olive oil, and local wines. You've got to try the Gjorvak wine, a dry white wine unique to this island, perfect for chilling out after a day of exploring. Fancy something special? Hop on a boat to a nearby island. Discover a hidden beach or visit a fishing village. Korčula is perfect for relaxing and making unforgettable memories. Just be warned, you might fall head over heels for this Croatian beauty. Gap 2S. And hey, if you see a bloke who looks like me, come say hi. I might be enjoying a glass of Golak myself. Cheers. Number 9 on our Croatian adventure. Scenic, a hidden treasure. Never heard of it? Neither had I. It's a diamond in the rough. Gorgeous coastline, charming old town, and a relaxed vibe. Wander around, find something amazing. Don't miss St. James Cathedral, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, built entirely of stone. Took over a century to build. After the cathedral, head to the waterfront, lovely restaurants and bars, fresh seafood and local vino. Watch out for cheeky seagulls. If you're a history buff, you'll love Šibenik's fortresses. There are 4, each with a unique story. My favorite is St. Nicholas's fortress, on an island at the harbour entrance. It's like something out of Game of Thrones. Šibenik is also a great base for exploring the Kornati Islands National Park. Over 100 beautiful islands await. Take a boat trip, swim, sunbathe, or snorkel. It's the perfect escape from city life. But the best thing about Šibenik is its people. Warm and welcoming, you'll feel at home. They'll guide you to the best spots and might invite you for a game of piscine. It's like volleyball in the sea. Šibenik is Croatia's hidden gem. History, culture, beauty, and heart. Don't miss it. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we've arrived at our final destination. Zagreb, that's right. The big cheese, the top dog, the capital city of Croatia itself. Now, I know what you're thinking. Capital cities, they're all stuffy museums and government buildings, right? Wrong! Zagreb is different. It's got all the history and culture you'd expect from a capital, but with a young, vibrant energy that'll knock your socks off. We're talking quirky museums, cool cafes, street art galore, a nightlife that'll make you want to dance the night away. Trust me, Zagreb is a city that knows how to have a good time. Start your Zagreb adventure by getting lost in the upper town. The historic heart of the city. You'll find cobbled streets, charming squares, and buildings that look like they've been plucked straight out of a fairy tale. And while you're up there, be sure to check out St. Mark's Church. With its iconic, colourful roof, it's like something out of a Wes Anderson film. Don't forget your camera, folks. This is prime Instagram material. Now, Zagreb's got museums coming out of its ears, but if you only have time for one, make it the Museum of Broken Relationships. Now, stay with me here. It's not as depressing as it sounds. It's actually quite brilliant. It's a collection of objects donated by people from all over the world, each with a story about a past relationship. It's funny, it's sad, it's thought-provoking, it's a right roller coaster of emotions. Let me tell you, after all that culture, you'll probably be feeling a bit peckish, so head down to Dolac Market, Zagreb's biggest and best open-air market. You'll find everything from fresh fruit and vegetables to local cheeses, meats and honey. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can even try some traditional Croatian street food. And listen, no trip to Zagreb is complete without a stroll through Maksimir Park, the city's green lung. It's the perfect place to relax and escape the urban jungle with its beautiful lakes, forests, and even a zoo. And if you're lucky, you might even spot one of the resident peacocks strutting its stuff. Cheeky little fellas they are. Well, there you have it, folks. The top 10 places to visit in Croatia, from the ancient walls of Dubrovnik to the vibrant streets of Zagreb. We've seen stunning coastlines, breathtaking national parks, charming towns, and cities bursting with culture. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to pack my bags and hop on the next flight to Croatia. But before you do, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Twisty McFisty for more amazing travel destinations. And be sure to let me know in the comments below which Croatian spot you're most excited to visit. Until next time, happy travels.